Hey guys, welcome. This is a little late night chit chat. I'm up. Had the night off from work finally. But so I decided I was kind of inspired from NerdTube. They had he showed Zam showed his Iron Man helmet, and I thought, well, I had a prop that I opened with Royce a couple of days ago, um, and I hadn't really shown you guys, a close up of that. So I thought, well, let me show you guys a close up of that. I was going to do some promo pics this weekend, and I've kind of just run out of time. Yesterday, Royce and I went outside and uh, we were chasing bugs with these long nets that Mona got him from Walmart. And then him and I played soccer the rest of the day. Then we went on this long ass walk. Played in the park that we uh, used to play at a long time ago, kind of before he went to school. Once he went to school, we went to we went to Fifth Street Park like all the time, and kind of uh, fell away from the park that's here in the complex. Um, if you guys have seen the film The Scribbler, it's the park that is in that film. It's got one of those merry-go-rounds, and it's got a little swing set. Nothing super great, but something that's good for him. But like we always walk past it when we go to the mail, but it's kind of one of those things where we never really, we don't really play there anymore, especially considering the Fifth Street Park that he goes to every day after school. It's got so many more things. But since he's kind of been out of school for about the past week and a half or 2 weeks, um, again, because I work overnight, like I have no sense of time. Thinking about it, it's probably been like maybe a week. um, but we went on a long ass walk tonight, which was just fun. Seeing what they've torn out of the complex, seeing what they've kind of reshaped, which it's in much need, and has been needed to be that way for a while. So it's nice to kind of see some of that get cleared out. But we walked past the park, and uh, we got on the merry-go-round, or at least he did. My fat ass isn't going to get on there because I'll slip off and break my fucking neck. Um, but I was going to do some promo pictures of the Phantom in his uniform, um, with this prop that I had gotten. Frank ordered me one of the Star Trek Picard phasers um, for a scene in after credits for one of his Crossroads episode number 2, I believe, um, that requires the prop. Um, so I thought, well, I'll take, I want to do some promo pictures that has the Phantom holding the phaser, in different poses or whatever, something that would be good. And uh, it's been hinted at the Phantom War in my films. But that's one of the things in the after credits of his films. We're going to actually show some of the after, the effects of this war, and some of the war itself. Um, of the Phantom War. So having this prop, I thought let's do some promo pictures. Let's get this done. But I just haven't had time to do it. Um, but I thought, Royce and I had an unboxing video with this phaser the other day, and I thought, well, let's uh seen Zam's video tonight with the Iron Man helmet, which go to NerdTube, check out that video. It's kind of funny. His reaction to putting on the helmet. Uh, I know what he's talking about. Uh, it's funny. But go check out that channel. Like, subscribe them if you haven't already. They're good people. But that made me want to show you this prop a little bit more closely than I have in the unboxing video, and just show you guys this prop that Frank has got me. So here is the Star Trek Picard phaser. And as you can see, this is it's a little bit more weight to it than like your classic TOS phaser. And for size reference, here is um, your typical TOS prop, your toy from Playmates or whatnot, and then here, for size comparison. So it's a little bit bigger. Um, and this, there's like little to no weight to this gun, and this it's probably about maybe 4 times as heavy. Like, if you hit me in the head with this, I'm gonna be like, ow, you hit me in the head with this. it's I'm gonna pass out. It's gonna do some damage. So that's a size comparison between the one prop that we use for our film. Because again, most of the props in our films are just stuff you buy from official merchandise, from Playmates. Um, because it's really all that's out there, whether it's TOS prop, or TOS phaser, next gen phaser, or motion picture Rathacon phaser, um, or even the Star Trek 6 phaser. They're all nice, as long as you know don't show the little clamp on, cheap generic clamp on thing that goes on the side of your belt, because obviously it's a toy. So you just have to hide that angle, so it doesn't look like a toy. Um, if you care about those things. Most of the time I don't, because I'm like, if I'm running through the woods, I don't have time to hide that. But this is an actual prop. I believe they 3D made this. And all that stuff is Greek to me. I don't know anything about 3D printing and whatnot. Um, but this is like hand painted 3D prop. Um, and as you like, it is, as you can see, like it is nice. Now this does not move. This is just one solid piece. Um, as you can see, like that's the little buttons, you're supposed to be able to press for power up, power down, for stun, setting, kill, whatnot. You know, but it is just a nice piece of a phaser, and clamps just like that. You know, so you have your phaser. Um, I mean, it's a beautiful piece. Um, so that's the phaser. Um, that, like I said, will be in a promo shot that we're putting out, talking about the Phantom War. And hey, what's up, Daniel Vance? How you doing, man? um, yeah, a mutant that runs on photosynthesis and not sleep. That's funny. Oh, my camera's a little. There we go. Had to zoom back in there. A mutant that clearly runs on photosynthesis and not sleep. No, the thing is, like, I work overnights, so I got a little cat napping, because like Royce and I had guys night tonight, again, like we do most weekends, which is usually us just watching cartoons super late, eating ice cream, eating cereal, um you know uh doing guy stuff. Mona was at work, so of course he got to have a little bit more ice cream than Mama would normally allow. And we got to watch, um, tons of cartoons. And that's one thing I love about Royce. He loves Tom and Jerry cartoons, and we'll sit there and watch it for hours, and we'll laugh, have a great old time. Um, but tonight we watched. He's really been, past month or so, has been really getting into car, like Spider-Man and all these superhero, getting in cars and motorcycles, and uh travel, like they're like racing and jumping and like weird obstacle courses. Like, I don't know what the fuck the videos are from, but they're weird. And I like those. They're weird videos, that you only find really on YouTube. I think it's from a game, obviously, um, but they're edited to have voiceover of people. and so it's fun for him because he knows the superheroes, of course, and it's fun for him because they'll be like, I mean, they're like miles above the city. It's great graphics. Um, Sounds like the Laugh Olympics. It might be. I don't know. Like all that stuff. Like it just shows up because I have it on my I have it on the YouTube on my big screen at home, and like I just let him watch it. On my account there. I don't have. I mean, we have the kids' YouTube on my TV at home, but I don't watch that when I'm watching cartoons with him. Not on mine. Mom does. I don't. So that's when we kind of watch some of uh, the weirder videos. Because mom doesn't really like those because sometimes like these weird like creepy weird head shaped kids come on. I think she thinks it's like a cult or something. I don't know. um I don't know. Like she's very much like hovering over like, what are you watching? What the hell is this? Me, I'm more like, as long as you ain't got no knife in your hand, I'm good. you know. Um so but we were watching tonight, some of the I think there were like car chases, police car chases, and like there was this big van that was smashing these other cars, and like Royce just loves seeing like the battle damage of cars and whatnot, because he everybody that knows Royce knows that he just fucking loves cars. Um, Laugh Olympics is old Hanna Barbera. Oh yeah, I see. I don't know. You got one up on me, man. Um, but so yeah, it's great. I mean, that's one thing that I love about Royce. Like Mona and I always wanted to have, like when we had kids, we always wanted to instill in them like old cartoons, because at the time there was like nothing but like a bunch of fucking anime out at the time, nothing for like little kids. And we wanted to instill in him like this is what we grew up on. These are funny classic cartoons. Um, uh, would I mean, I guess every parent kind of wants that for their kid. This is what I grew up on. You can like it too. And that's what Royce and I do. Like we'll watch He-Man. He loves Battle Cat. Like when I brought home Panther the other day, kid fucking lost his mind. He was like, "Oh, it, oh, this is so cool." He loved he loved it. Like he loves He-Man. Like when we were playing, he had Skeletor, of course, with Panther, and then I was He-Man with Battle Cat. And Skeletor kept stealing He-Man's sword, and then Skeletor hid it, in the box away from He-Man, so I couldn't get my sword. I mean, it's stuff like that where it's like, as when I was younger, I always thought, man, if I ever have kids, I want them to play He-Man with me. Like that would be fun. And here I am as a parent doing that. And it's just great. Like I hope my kid, I hope Royce knows. I hope he never forgets how much I care about him because he's just such a great kid, and the memories that I get to share with him, it's from filming the Star Trek stuff and hell having the spaceship room that we did together, to playing He-Man, to going on the walks. I mean, ever since he was fuck a year old, we've been out, we'll go gallivanting around, exploring the woods, you know, um, he's just an adventurous kid, and I dig that because it reminds me of when I grew up on the ranch, just going out, gallivanting around, exploring, seeing what's out there, and I'm starting to hold more and more conversations with him as he's getting older. Like today, we watched ants eating a grasshopper, and he was asking like, why are they doing that? And I told him, I said, well, they're eating, that's what they're eating, that's what they do, you know um, and then as when we were done at our walk, we came home and we saw a little frog, and Royce was he was trying to talk to the frog because he's like, "Oh, let me catch you," Um, but he was so happy because he was like, "Dad, I actually touched it. Dad, I touched it." But he couldn't catch it. But it was a lot of fun. But seeing the world through his eyes, like this is why people like I don't get why some people just don't want kids. Like it's so much fun to see the world through his eyes. I mean, it's sometimes it's a lot of headache. Kids can be that way. But then again, people can be that way too. you know, but it's such a blessing to have him. You know, um, but it was such a great day. You know, um, Daniel Van says we always played a crossover between Star Wars and Luke in the conversation chamber. Conversion chamber. Oh, right on. Yeah, no, it's like that's the thing about like I remember my only thing with the Star Wars toys. Like I remember the cool thing about those toys was the lightsabers in the arms. Like that always blew my mind. Like how do they do that? Even though I'm sitting there watching the lightsaber like in the in the arm. Like like I didn't get Star Wars as a kid. I just didn't understand it. But no, isn't that funny? Like the things we play with as kids, and that nostalgia factor is so much. It's there now. Um, I mean, hell, I saw it today on Facebook. One of the caption was like, "This is what happens when uh, kids from our generation have adult money," and it was a picture of someone on a in a Power Rangers outfit on a green bike, and it was a green Power Ranger. It's like that is exactly what we do. Like if you go look in my closet, like you'll see all these Star Trek outfits. Like that's exactly what we do. Like we grow up and our toys just keep getting you know um bigger. We don't change our toys. They just get a little bigger. um so Roy Ivy said Speed Racer, Johnny Quest, Space Ghost. No, those are great cartoon. Like exactly. Like for me, like I grew up, with He-Man, Batman the animated series, the Nickelodeon shows like Rugrats, Doug. Um, but Royce really, I mean, hell, he's 4.5. So like when he gets on one thing, that's it, nothing else. Like he loves the Mickey Mouse Club now. And seeing him just kind of dance around like singing hot dog. It's so stupid, but it's so cute. Like I've tried to capture it on video to share with you guys and to share with Mona because it's so cute when he just gets dancing like Goofy. Um, it's so adorable. Um, and I can never quite capture it because as soon as he sees me with my camera out, he'll stop and then he'll be like, "Oh, can I dance?" I'm like, "No, you were dancing. Why did you stop?" It's so cute. Daniel Van says my genetics were never worth passing on. I was good with nieces and nephews that I could spoil, give loud toys, and send them home at the end of the night. See, and that's wisdom. That's wisdom right there. Sometimes, like that's what I was. I was always for years. I was always, um, with my friends as kids. I was always that guy. Fun guy, made them laugh. But then I could always leave, go home, be like, all right, not my problem. you know. Um, but I tell you, Daniel, having your own kid, man. Um, you know, uh, the problem is early. They don't tell you when you um they don't tell you when you first have kids. It everybody thinks it's this. It's kind of like romance when you have a girlfriend or boyfriend. Everybody thinks it's that oh, you fall in love and it's that riding off into the sunset. And life just isn't that way. There's no riding off into the sunset. There's no happily ever after. Like life has its amount of bullshit. Like, if you're married to someone for enough times, like eventually you're gonna see them throwing up in a toilet or fucking shitting themselves, because of fucking stomach flu or something, or something they like. That's just life. Like reality kicks in, and that is life. Same thing when you become a parent. Like when your kid is fucking, a newborn baby and they're screaming every 2 to 3 hours and they're just, you got to go feed them and you're like, fuck, man, I just want to like you're at your wits end because this is now like 7 days straight of kids screaming wah, and you're like, I just want to sleep, and you just feel like spiking them like a football because you're like, shut up. you know And I'm not advocating that. Nobody do that, please. And don't do that in my name at all. Like, don't, um, but like, that's the reality of like, kids are very stressful. Flip side of the coin, you learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot of patience. Um, but you learn a lot about yourself, becoming a parent. Um, and the joys, are most certainly there. uh like, it gives you a new perspective on life, and you transition from, uh you know I want this, I want that, I deserve this, to what about my kid, and you start doing everything for them, and seeing them get older and their personality develop more, and they assert their personality, their wants, um, and you start shifting to what they enjoy. Like, Mona and I bought a membership to a car museum type place that we can take Royce to. That every month they do like different, uh, monthly special deal things. Like, they always change it up every month to do something special. Um, and it's like, I think like every time you go, it's like 13 or 15 bucks. But to do it, like, but a month, a yearly family plan is like 60 bucks. And I was like, fuck it. Instead of 13 bucks a person every time we go, Royce would enjoy this every month. Or, if we're in the town, like stopping by and seeing the cars, just get the family, get it. And that's something I would never do on my own, because I don't have any passion for cars, don't give two shits about it. Like, that is not my thing. But him, he loves cars, and they always rotate out cars, pretty frequently. And the thing that got me to this was they actually have a DeLorean there, from Back to the Future. And the thing that surprised me is, and I knew that was there, so that's why I initially went to take him. But one of the things that they had there was, one of the Jeeps from Jurassic Park, to which he loved that. Um, and yesterday morning when I got off work, I stopped by Walmart to pick up some milk. And of course, I stopped by the toy section like I always do, to see what's there, see if there's new Masters of the Universe figures. And then I stopped by the car section, to see if there's any new cars for Royce that that tickle my fancy. Um, and I picked up a little 3-pack for Royce. He calls them baby cars, but they're like little mini micro machines. But they had like 3 minis of the Batman from the TV show, so I picked it up for him. It had the Batmobile, the Batcycle, and the Joker mobile. So I picked that up for him because I knew he'd like that. But I did see the like this. It was like a $6, $7 Jurassic Park Jeep. And I tell you, if it wasn't for me going to that car show, I would never even given the Jurassic Park Jeep a second look, because I don't pay attention to those things, and I'm not a big Jurassic Park fan. But I tell you, because we went to that show, and Royce was so enthralled, um, I picked, and that's his interest. I picked up on that. So kids change your perspective in a lot of ways, because things you never even cared about before now become at least a passing interest. If you're if you're a decent parent, I mean, you could be the type of parent where you don't pay attention to nothing, and things fall by the wayside. Um, but I found that, it's just like when you go on a date with someone, you take an interest in what they're doing. Or when you become friends with someone, you take an interest in what they're doing, even if you don't really care. And it's the same thing with Royce, like finding his interests, as he develops more of them. um, I enjoy that. And him, asking me questions about, especially today, about life in general. um, I'm really enjoying that a lot more, because he's starting to understand and process things a lot more. Um, and I'm taking, huge interest in what he's doing. So, I love having a kid. I love being a dad. Or yeah, I love having. Second, or I thought I said I love being a kid. Oh, I'm not a kid. I love having a kid. I love being a dad. Um, it's it's great, you know. And then, like I said, guys' night. Every time Mona's at work, we always have guys' night, you know. Tonight he was like, hey Dad, thanks for having guys' night with me, you know. It's stuff like that that they take those moments to heart, and that will help shape them as people. Um, those are things that they'll look back and be like, that meant the world, you know. And realistically, it's just two people sleeping on couch watching cartoons, but to a 4-year-old, that's routine with dad. Like, we get to go do that, that's like camping out in the backyard, the equivalent of what we did as kids, um it's the greatest feeling in the world to share life with someone who's experiencing the world for the first time, you know um it's great, you know um So anyway, I'm going down rabbit trails here. Forgive me. Uh, that's why I titled the video "Chit Chat" because I knew I'd ramble. But I wanted to show you guys the phaser that Frank got. Um, so uh, so yeah, expect some promos to drop for pictures, and we do have a lot of new things coming. And I will uh, probably tomorrow night be discussing some Starship Republic news. But tomorrow night we do have, or actually tonight, we do have um, the premiere of the fan film Rain Cross. It's at 7 p.m. So watch that. Join us if you can. I hope you'll be there. Join us in the chat. It'd be a great time. If not, catch it on the rewind. It's always there for you guys. Um, so yeah. And then Monday morning we have my final pizza roll diaries for a while. I'm gonna take a break from that. So yeah, just for a while. And then when I come back, I'll probably change the times of when I do it, because Royce will be in school at a different time. So I want to make the times uh, when he's at school so that it doesn't interfere with my, time with him. So, but anyway, that being said, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for being with me. Uh, Appreciate it. Be genuine, be safe, and keep on geeking on, guys.